Peace, peace. This is Flo Rogan, and this is the Art of Rhyming, episode 37. Just because you rhyme doesn't make you an artist. You know how we do. Today we got a special guest from North Carolina. He goes by Blak, pardon me. And we're back to North Carolina. Interviewed Griot Noy and Sean Links not too long ago, but North Carolina's got talent. This dude really caught me with his Pac Nipsey vibes, just if I had to give you a comparison. He does his own thing though, but definitely pulled me in, and about to invite Blak on right now. Stand by. Thank you for joining, everyone. Feels good to be back. Took a few weeks off from interviews. Thank you. What's up, YGK, the assassin? Thank you for joining. Blak is here. Let's see if we can get him on the... Peace. How's it going, OG?
What up? What's good? Peace, peace. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just temperatures warming up here in Toronto slowly, kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely we're starting to enjoy it over here. How about you? How's North Carolina doing?
Oh yeah, it's good, man. It's hot. You feel me? That sun out. It's out there cooking. You feel me?
Yeah?
Yeah. It feel real good. Yes, sir.
Does it get cold in the winters? I assume it snows in North Carolina, right? Is that right?
Nah. We don't get no snow. I mean, it get cold. It be kind of. We have mild winters for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It get cold. We get like a cold month or so, but it's not like consistently just brick outside. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, man. So
Word.
how was your day otherwise? How was your day?
Everything been good, man. Copacetic. Everything copacetic. You know what I'm saying? Daddy duties, taking care of the family. You know
Same
how
here.
it go. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Real
I've
shit.
gotta put the kids to bed before I start this live and all that.
Absolutely.
Work and all that. So definitely I can relate.
Uh-huh.
So I like to start by letting you know how I heard about you. So Dropped Out Beats actually referred me to Griot Noy. I'll start with Griot Noy because he's from North Carolina. Him and Sean Links dropped my most played project last year. I only listened to the guests I interview actually, and that was Steel Fly, man. I love that album.
Fire. Amazing body of work.
It's incredible how you never want to hit skip once for me, anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So recently, I Dropped Out Beats reposted one of my stories. I think he tagged you, and then I peeped your page, and I'm like, this dude is making these positive text posts, kind of like me, but not really. We're doing different things, but positive vibes, constructive vibes. And then I peeped the clip of you rapping. I think it was in a parking lot, I believe, with a hard hat on, in front of a group of people. And they were all listening to you, man. Like you were preaching some gospel or some shit, man. It was interesting to watch, man.
Real shit.
And I'm like, yeah.
That's actually the first time. That's the first time I met Dropped Out and Griot Noy. That's the first time I met him face to face at that same joint that you talking about. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I saw Dropped Out was DJing for you before. I saw in some clip.
He never DJ'd for me specifically. It was a Griot Noy album release party, and I performed on that call. So he was the DJ for that whole entire event.
Nice. Yeah, I reached out to Sean Links, and he said he was there, and he said you were fire. He was really impressed, man. So do you know Sean Links? Are you guys connected?
Yeah. We all met at that event. That was my first time meeting Sean Links, and real dope brother, man. Dope music, dope producer. He fire all across the board. You know what I'm saying? Griot Noy, that still fly, man. I still listen to that shit. That shit hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
For anyone that hasn't peeped it, you got to go check out Steel Fly. Absolutely. So getting back to you. So after I peeped that clip, I peeped Street Poetry 3, and the shit just stood out to me, man. I'd recently made a post. I'm like, who do you guys want to see me interview? And I got 40 recommendations, but I landed on your music, and I'm like, man, this shit is so direct and with a message, and I feel like you're stressing the right parts of, I don't know, of whatever you're trying to convey, man.
Reality.
And I was like, I got of reality and your
Yeah,
reality, right? And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I got to talk to this guy. So yeah, man.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Um, I, I wanted to ask you, did you always grow up? Were you always living in North Carolina, or
Yeah, born and raised. I'm from Kinston. You know, I'm from the
okay?
25. I'm from K Town. That's
Well,
252. I know you don't know nothing about it, but
yeah, no,
you know,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
learning.
yeah.
I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Kinston, you know what I'm saying? I moved to Charlotte when I was 15.
Right.
So, you know, Charlotte is home. I became a man in Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? But I'm North Carolina born and raised whole life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where
Can I ask what growing up was like in North Carolina, if you don't mind
Oh
sharing?
yeah, of course. It was I mean for me it was I would say I had a pretty normal childhood for the most part, you know. I've been around a lot of things, I've seen a lot of things, I had a lot of personal experiences that we don't necessarily talk about too much,
Yeah, yeah,
but
fair enough.
it's one of them if you know type things. If you listen to my
Yeah,
music, you can kind of see it, you can kind of hear it. And yeah, but for the most part, it was a pretty normal childhood. I come from a real good family,
right.
and yeah, it was pretty solid for the most part.
Got it. And
Mm-hmm.
just to get the basics out of the way, when did you start rapping, and how long have you been at it?
I started rapping when I was probably like 11, 12 years old. I started real early, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
real early. We only played ball. We either hoop or we was rapping. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And I did both. I picked up that pen early. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my older cousins they used to rap. You know what I'm saying? So just I only got one sibling. It's my sister. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
like just looking up to my older cousins like big brothers in a sense, and just like damn they can do it. I could do it too. So I start playing with words and I just kept at it. And the first time I let one of the homies hear it, I was probably like in sixth grade,
right.
and I seen his face lit up like, oh damn, boy, this shit fire. I said,
Yeah,
oh, all
yeah.
right, we got something. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never put the pen down since. You know what I'm saying?
So just curious, sixth grade, what would you have been listening to at that time? You and the homies.
I was listening to MOP. You know
MOP.
what I'm
Okay,
saying?
got it.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
my dad is the biggest MOP fans, you know what I'm saying, growing up.
Nice.
So that's what I heard more than anything. I heard all the other legends, the Jay-Z, the Nas, the Wu-Tang,
Yeah,
Scarface, you name them. I heard it all, but MOP was like the main thing, you know what I'm saying? It's funny story. The first song I wrote was a song called Buck Wild. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I don't ask me why I chose that title. Like that was the name of the shit though. It was Buck Wild, and I had patterned it behind. It was an MOP joint called Handle Your Business. The whole
right.
shot. I used that whole cadence to write that song. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
so. Yeah, that's what I was listening to. You know what I mean?
nice,
Word.
nice. Is your dad, is he from the East Coast, or he just always
Nah.
been a fan of East Coast hip hop?
Yeah, nah. He
Gotcha,
Carolina born and raised, but
gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, he just always been a fan of East Coast hip hop. Hmm.
Nice. So I thought I'd ask you, man, with the big three facing off right now, what's North Carolina's take on this, and what are people saying about J. Cole? Is there a consensus about how people feel, or
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. It's a mixed reactions, you know what I'm saying? You got some people who defending him, the apology and the peace, love and light crew.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm with that. I'm peace, love and light in real life. That's me in real
yeah,
life, but hip hop is hip hop, rap is rap, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we should confuse the two. I think people is having different conversations,
yeah,
you know. But me personally, I wasn't a big fan of the apology, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
I don't expect a lot from nobody. You know what I'm saying? I just
yeah.
focus on what I do and why I'm doing it, and I just stay in that lane. You know what I'm
I
saying?
someone asked me my take, and I gave them that exact opinion. Like, I
Yeah,
would love to see how far they can push the pen.
right,
I didn't think the beef was based on much, to be honest. It's
right.
just, I think Kendrick is trying to stir the pot. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, I don't judge anyone. Let people do what they want to do, man. I'm focusing on my own
That's
thing at the end of the
it.
day, you know?
That's
So,
it. That's it.
yeah, man. But it's pretty crazy because just while I was putting my kids to bed, I saw there's a Kendrick AI diss
Yeah.
towards Drake. Did you hear it?
I heard
Um,
it. I don't know if that's AI or I thought it was real. I don't
yeah,
know. It be
yeah,
so much thrown out there. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's AI. I hear it and I
yeah,
just keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was hard though, but yeah, let's see if it's AI or not. It's
Right,
pretty crazy though.
right.
But yeah, man. So wanted to talk about what I like about your music,
Mm-hmm,
to show you that I'm a real
mm-hmm,
fan. In terms of your lyricism, it stood out to me because your message is really direct, heart-filled. If I had to make a comparison, because we have to make comparisons so others can understand, it
right.
kind of reminds me of Pac or Nipsey energy,
Mm-hmm,
and I feel the game can always use that kind of energy personally.
right.
So the other thing is like when I listen to your music, I actually take what you say at face value. I believe what you're saying,
Mm-hmm,
and it's very different when you're listening to music and you feel like you're hearing the truth, man. It just hits differently.
right.
So yeah, wanted to add that as well.
I appreciate that.
Uh
That's a hell of a comparison. Let me say that. Pac and Nipsey is huge influences. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
just how I move, not even just in music, but just how I move in life with they activism and how they was active in the community. Like that's something I've always done. I've always been active in my community and doing what I can to push the culture forward in a positive way.
yeah.
And despite those guys, you know, shortcomings, they always was at the forefront of pushing the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? Doing something positive for the community. So they use very, very huge influences. So for you to see that comparison, like that's real dope. For real.
You're definitely trying to do something with your music, man.
Right.
So I definitely support it from my end. Other thing is the production you choose, man. Like you got a lot of musicality behind your production. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like you're trying to make classic music that could stand the test of time. And to
Mm-hmm.
be honest, that's the shit I appreciate the most. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've been a fan of hip hop, a kid in the '80s, '90s,
Mm-hmm.
up until now. And I just like when people strive to make classic shit. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's what you're trying to do as well, man. So
Yeah.
yeah. Do you got any go-to producers or like how do you get your beats?
Nah, man, I be on YouTube like 10, 12 hours a day listening to beats.
Oh, what? Wow.
It's like a
Every day?
full-time job
Every day?
every
Ho-
day.
Holy moly.
Every
Crazy.
day. I was telling one of the homies about this for Street Poetry 3. I created a playlist on YouTube of all the beats that's you know what I mean, I'm considering putting on an album.
Yeah.
I had 83 beats on the
Wow.
playlist. I 83, and that's just for me to end up choosing 9 of them. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? So like I listen to beats literally all day, every day. I have producers that send me beats all the time, email me beats. I listen to them all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't write to anything until I naturally feel it. You know what I'm saying? I'm real
Yeah.
big on not. I don't want to waste a bar.
Yeah.
I don't waste a word. Everything I'm saying, like I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. So if I don't feel it, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
like
yeah.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah,
Sorry.
nah.
Apologies.
I was just saying. So yeah, that's pretty much my process, and yeah, that's how I go about picking beats. You know what I mean? It's really a full time job for real.
I like how you said I don't waste words, man, because that's what I appreciate about it. If
Right.
someone's just throwing fluff around, man, like I'll probably turn that shit
Yeah.
off within 8 bars, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so yeah.
That's it.
So are you one of these dudes that's hard to collaborate with because you're so picky with beats? Like, if someone
Yeah.
that you respect wants to collab with you, will you keep sending them back to find more beats, or like?
Yeah. Nah. I'm pretty easy to collab with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you come to me with a beat. Like this is your song. All I
Right?
ask is that I prefer you to have the hook and your, you know what I'm saying, your verse already laid down. Because some people send me empty beats and expect me to just create on a blank canvas. If we collabing, you know, and if it's your record, I would prefer you to have your own shit up there already so I can know what direction to play off of. But I'm real easy to collab with. You know, I'm not really that picky when it comes to other people beats, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I can find a pocket on anything. I can rap to anything. But I
Mm.
don't like when it comes to my music, I don't
Got it. Got
choose
it.
to rap to anything. You know what I'm saying? But
Got
if
it.
you hit me with something, whatever you want to do, you know, I'm in there. You know, I can hop in any pocket, I can do any lane, so
Got it.
it don't really matter. Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Hmm.
Um. So on your most recent projects, you're rapping about street life, but you have like light at the end of the tunnel. You're trying to tell people what the next level is, or show people the next level. Correct me if you feel I'm not stating it accurately.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not, I think it's fair to say I'm from a slightly different walk of life, but it seems to me that you're putting the right emphasis on the right parts of that life. And I
Right.
feel like a lot of artists glamorize the wrong parts.
Mhm.
Do you agree with that? Or,
Nah, you 100% spot on. You 100%. That's what Black World stand for. You know, what's in the dark must come to light. It's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Once you see the light, you become the light. So even at your darkest hour, you still shine. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm real big on offering that glimmer of hope. I talk about the pitfalls, the shortcomings, the trials and tribulations and things that we go through as a people, things we go through growing up in certain environments and circumstances. But I always want to give a glimmer of hope to let you know it's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just because you come from a certain background, you don't have to stay there. You know what I mean? Or you come from certain situations or certain mishaps happen in your life. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay stuck there. It's always another chance to get this shit right. Long as you still breathing, you got another chance to make this shit right. So I'ma always push that message in my music, and I feel like I do that for the most part. I'm not always positive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I have thoughts that ain't always the most positive. I go through things, I see things, but for the most part, I want to always give that glimmer of hope and give a positive message. You
I
know,
I hate to sound like an algorithm though, but you
now,
do have a good balance of constructive, a ratio of constructive messages, man.
yeah,
So
yeah, I
I,
appreciate
I
that.
I'm definitely behind it.
Word.
You had a really potent post on Instagram a while ago.
Huh.
I can't recall if it was like regarding Kodak Black. But do you mind if I read this post? Because
Uh,
I think it speaks a lot to what's going on. So you said this is the part of the game no one talks about. No one glorifies the hardworking man that punches a clock and goes home and takes care of his
uh,
family. No
uh,
one glorifies the struggling entrepreneur that's trying to find a way so they don't have to
mhm,
punch the clock. Not our culture glorifies the dumb shit, the miseducated, the gangs, the drug addicts, the shooters, the dysfunctional, disenfranchised. We on demon time.
uh,
We go out our way to prove how much of a real street person we are to our own
uh,
people, then get in front of the judge and try to prove we're model citizen. The game is fucked up. Ain't no 401ks at the end of this shit, family.
uh.
Square up, beloved. It ain't worth it. Shit deeper than
Shit,
rap. I feel
deeper than
like,
that.
and that's why I respect your approach to music so much
Word.
personally. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't fall into that, in my opinion. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
uh,
man. Yeah, that was I think that was the post you referring to with Casanova got locked up when he got all that time.
right? Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, I mean it's self-explanatory. I mean,
yeah.
you said it all. It's pretty self-explanatory. Word.
So in your lyrics, you mentioned, if I got it right, some people might leave the hood, not necessarily look back to lend a hand or do anything for it. Why is it important to you to seemingly give back to your community with your music, with your message? What made you built like that? Perhaps where some people aren't. If that's a fair question.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. I just feel like we have a responsibility. We just have a responsibility as a community, as one. A lot of the times we get caught up in being selfish and just being all for self. And self-preservation is the first law of nature. So I can't necessarily say you wrong for being selfish, but just me personally, I'm just not built like that. I always think about something I can do to help the next young man or young woman be better. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you can save a life at the end of the day. And I don't know, man. It just makes me feel good in my heart to know that I said something or I did something that could help
right.
someone, steer them on the right path, because a lot of people they're sending you out on dummy missions. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And if you ain't wise enough to see the difference and know that a lot of this shit is just entertainment, you will get tricked out your position real fast. You know what I'm saying? And by the time you realize it, unfortunately it's too late. You either dead or you sitting there doing 15, 20,
Right.
or even more. You know what I mean? So if I can say something that can stop you from going that route, or that can stop you from trying to rob my sons one day, or hurt my daughter or my kids or my people, then I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Dope, man. So I noticed that you were wearing a hard hat as part of your live performance, like you put it on
Yeah,
midway.
yeah,
Interestingly, I noticed Griot Noi. I don't know if you wore a hard hat, but something like similar, like construction gear. And I
yeah,
was like, is that a North Carolina thing to because I'd never seen it before, man. When I saw Griot doing it, I'm
yeah,
like, this is fresh. I like this fresh perspective,
yeah.
man. So I thought I'd
Yeah, now
ask.
I won't call it a North Carolina thing. I never seen it done before. I'm real big on like being original. So when I did the song 9 to 5, when I shot the video for it, my mindset for the video is like, yo, let's stage a work scene. We're gonna all throw on orange vests and make it seem like we working. You know what I mean? So I had the
Yeah,
homies, shout out to Mert son, shout out to my brother Snook, shout out to Knox List, shout out to Deuce. You know what I'm saying? They was all in the video, passing along empty boxes, trying to make it look like they working hard and shit. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's where the idea came from. So when it came time to perform it for the first time, that's when I got the idea, like right at the last minute, like, damn, yo, this shit would be fire if I threw on a hard hat with the orange vest. So I flew up the Lowe's or Home Depot or some shit, bought a hard hat, threw it on when I performed, and that shit took off from there. So I just
yeah.
I just stuck with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's I think it's a dope perspective.
yeah. Word.
Um, so yeah, on that tune, kind of you talk about embracing a 9 to 5, getting it out of the streets. Let me know if you're comfortable talking about this, or we could skip to
We
another
can talk
part. But
about whatever, man.
okay, cool. So
Yeah.
so like I've seen this pivot before, like in people around me from certain things to like a regular job. It's not always easy to adapt.
Mhm.
And I assume in that song you're kind of rapping from some experience. Do you care to tell us what made you realize that a 9 to 5 path was necessary for you, and like how big of a hurdle was it for you to like adapt to that? If you care to answer,
Yeah,
like,
nah, you
yeah,
good.
sure.
I kind of figure it out early on. So one of my older cousins, shout out the world. He did a lot of time. He did 16 years to be exact.
Wow,
And I was a kid. He like 8, 9 years older than me. So when he got locked up at 19. I was probably like 12 or something, 11, 12 years old at the time when he got locked up. And as I grew up, as I got older, like 16, 17 years old, I would hold him down. I would put money on his books. You know what I'm saying? I got shoe boxes full of jail
wow,
letters. I used to send him
wow,
all my raps and vice versa because he rapped too. And I remember when the parole board had told him that he was gonna come home. So he called me. He excited. We lit. You know what I'm saying? Big bro about to come home.
right,
And then he went to the parole board like, and out of nowhere they just gave him 3 more years. And
wow,
I remember like hearing his voice on that phone. Like I remember it like vividly, like it was yesterday. He just sounded like a broken man. If you ain't never, man, listen, you ain't never talked to somebody behind that wall and you like they just feel broken, like they ain't got nothing left. That's how he sounded at that moment. So that was like that was pretty much all I needed. Like, nah, I'm gonna just go get a job. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm gonna try my hardest to stay on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen things and I've done things, but for the most part, I try to keep my nose clean, stay out the
yeah,
way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. And on that same track, you're like, this might not be verbatim, but you're like, get an LLC, a Dunn's number, then
Mhm.
you can run numbers like a boss, like you're alluding to, going from 9 to 5 to starting your own business.
Absolutely.
Without giving too much away, did your 9 to 5 help you figure out how to run a business? Would you say, or
Yeah, the 9 to 5, it gave me the space to be creative because I ain't have to worry about how my bills was gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? I had a 9 to 5 that would take care of the bills, so I can come outside of that and be creative and figure out other ways to build more streams of income. So if I didn't have that 9 to 5, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I would have did to make sure the bills was paid. And that's what
Right.
it boils down to for a lot of our brothers and sisters is they back just be against the wall and they don't know their options, or some of them feel like they ain't got no options. And that was my point of making the record. You know what I'm saying? To let you know you do have options. I'm not here to tell you a 9 to 5 is the best option.
Yeah.
You know, you can get a job, you can go to the military, you can learn a trade, you can build a bit, you can do anything that's better than giving yourself penitentiary chances, you know what I'm saying? Or even worse, getting killed, you know what I'm saying, meeting an early demise. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, so you know what? Sometimes I feel like when you see someone struggling, not everyone's ready to take advice. I don't know in your personal life. I'm sure you've seen that before.
Right.
Um, actually, you know what? Where am I going with this? Just a second here. You know what? I'll skip to the next question. I kind of messed it up.
Shout out to
Um,
everybody on the stream. Shout out to
yeah,
everybody that's watching, man. Everybody that dropped the comments. Love, peace and love. Appreciate you.
absolutely.
Word.
Lelem 353, Steeljaw, Kamar the Greatest, Real Mo, Zake, Kuba. Thank you for joining Nerd Tech. Thank you everyone for joining, man.
Word.
So you've got another line on another song. I forgot the song, but it went like, "I went a whole year and I ain't fuck a bitch. Went and used all that energy to get fucking rich.
Talk
I'd be on
about it.
some other shit. Never break the
Huh?
covenant. My kids don't gotta ask for handouts from the government."
Huh?
You know.
Real shit.
So is it true that one good year could change your life? It is.
Hell yeah. 90 days could change your life. With the right grind, 6 months can change your life. Any amount of time could change your life when you really put in that work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But definitely one good strong year of just locking in, focusing, staying to yourself and not, allowing any type of distractions. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? That one year can set you up for the next 5, even more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Word.
Dope. So if I listen to your lyrics, I take it that you're a business owner. Just since I like dropping gems on this show. Let's say you have a person that didn't grow up around entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
For example, I didn't grow up around it. I know some people that did, some people that didn't.
Hmm.
There wasn't shit talked about entrepreneurship talked about at the dinner table.
Word.
To the
Same
person
here.
that has no clue where to start in creating a business, where can they start to get ideas? Is there anything
I mean,
that that you
the
could share?
the information is limitless. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when we was coming up, information wasn't like that. We didn't really have social media. We didn't have YouTube. We got it, later on, but we didn't grow up with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So you had to really like know somebody that knew about it. And, coming from where we come from, it was either go get a job or go to the streets. You know what I'm saying? But now you have YouTube, you have social media, you have so much information out here. It's so easy to get your hands on a book. You can just go to Amazon or anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, get you a LLC, get you a business license, a S corp, C corp, something. And just do the knowledge on it all.
yeah,
Build business credit so you ain't got to kill your own pockets
yeah,
and go from there. The information is there though. If you want it, you can get it. The information is everywhere.
yeah.
Word,
So want to get to back to like directness of your message, which is part of what I like about your music.
word.
If you don't mind, I'll quote some more of your bars. You got some really potent
I don't
bars.
know. Talk
So
about it.
Street Poetry 3, If I Die Tomorrow, you're like, speak the truth, now they want to call you crazy. Like they ain't give us crack in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
cracking our babies, dope in our veins.
Y'all
Young,
niggas feeling like they running out of. Hold on, what I say? I don't even remember what the rest of the line say.
yeah,
What it say?
dope in our
Mhm.
veins, young, lost trying to cope with the pain, smoke in his lungs, mind go insane. Type of shit have you blown out your brain,
Yeah,
chilling in the hood, and they say keep it
hey, you keep it
real.
real.
Stick
Stick around
around
too
too
long,
long.
same hood get you killed. Pop's not around, his mom addicted to pills. Come on now,
Numb to this pain, and he don't know
he
how to
don't know how
feel.
to feel.
Emotionally detached, lost on your path. Know too many homies that ain't
Make
never make it back.
it
Like
back.
to me, whether
Yeah,
someone is from your
yeah,
walk of life or not, I get you get the picture when you hear that to me of the jam person can find themselves in, man. So yeah, just wanted to quote that.
All right.
I'll quote one more thing, and then I'll ask you a question if that's cool with you.
Come on, come
So you have a track a couple of years past 30 on Overtime. You're like, grew up
on.
in the 90s where therapy wasn't normalized.
Facts.
Kids barely 10 years old witnessing homicides.
Real
Ain't
talk.
nobody listened to us. Pain wasn't spoken. Wonder why these mid-30s still broken.
They were broken.
Um,
No
I thought,
excuse for us.
yeah,
Go ahead. It's a lose for us. Everybody lied to us, so I speak the truth for us.
yeah,
Real shit. Come on now.
yeah, man. So I thought that was potent, and if I'm not mistaken, you have some other bars that mention. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like having a therapist. Is that true? Uh,
Yeah.
what did it take for you to get to that point? If you care to entertain the question, and like, what was it a big hurdle to get to that point?
Yeah, I would definitely I would go back to the, like I said, the information just being there. The information just wasn't there.
Yeah,
Growing up, like the information just wasn't there. And I'm gonna just tell you like this, like, growing up, we was told, going to therapy was some white people shit. I'm just tell you
right,
straight up. That's what we heard growing up, you know what I'm saying, in our communities. And, therapy was frowned upon. We just didn't believe in it, you know. And it took me growing up and understanding that it's nothing wrong, especially with being a man. That's another hurdle. First you got being a black man, then you got just being a man. Period. We ain't got time to be sitting up talking all day. You know what I'm saying? That's women stuff. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So it's getting over all those hurdles and putting your pride and your ego aside. To understand that like it's nothing wrong with talking to someone. We all need help with certain things like we seen some very traumatic experiences. We grew up in a lot of traumatic situations, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of us got PTSD from so many things that we seen, we witnessed, or we done, and it be stuff that be stemming from our childhood. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us got childhood friends that's been dead for 15, 20 years now.
Yeah,
That leave us with a wound that go unhealed, you know. So it was just getting the information on it and putting my pride aside and understand that going to therapy don't make me weak. It don't make me less of a man. Whether you black, white, young, old, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So hell yeah.
yeah. I think sometimes when you accept you have some weaknesses, it shows a certain strength of character. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I think people get PTSD from a lot less. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Facts.
So
Facts.
so so
Facts.
yeah. Going to your catalog, Street Poetry 1 from 2018.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites of yours. It's a
Love.
very different vibe from your most recent project this year, which is Street Poetry
Mm-hmm.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, seems like I guess you were deeper in the streets at that time, if that's a fair assessment. So, how would you describe your journey as an artist and just as a human from like that? I guess that's your first project to like now.
Yeah. Um, I was definitely deeper in the streets when I dropped Street Poetry 1. You can hear it like it's a lot more. It's more raw. It got more grit to it per se. These days I'm older. I'm a lot wiser and I'm a lot more laid back. I'm a lot more like I've always been family oriented, but now I'm like 100% just focus on the family and making sure we good, as opposed to just being active outside. When I say active, I ain't even talking about anything negative, you know what I'm saying? But I was definitely more boots on the ground, as they say, when I dropped the first Street Poetry, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So you can hear the difference in the tone
yeah,
and the way I speak. And the subject matter is pretty much the same for the most part, but it's just I speak like the delivery is slightly different. Like the angle
yeah,
that I come
yeah,
at you on is slightly different. Yeah.
yeah. It's got a raw energy to it. It's definitely one of my
Mm,
favorites. My
mm,
three
mm.
favorites are Street Poetry 3 2024, Overtime 2021, and then Street Poetry 1. I listen to all your
Right.
Spotify.
I appreciate that.
So
Yeah, I appreciate
so,
that.
so yeah, man. So more to talk about your outlook on music, if you don't mind. A quote off Overtime, the album Overtime theme music to the hustle. You got a line trying to feed the homies, but we wasn't eating. All this money on this music and they wasn't streaming. Bread on these videos and they wasn't watching. Wanted to quit,
Mm,
but giving up just wasn't an option. I done
option.
been through it all, so I wasn't stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Perseverance of from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, wanted to ask you, what's your outlook on music today?
Mm. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how to feel about You mean music as a whole, like the hip hop game as a whole?
Oh, I guess like your pursuit of music, like is it purely for the love? Like,
Okay,
is do you have goals
from
to?
my standpoint.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Um, it's a mixture of both. It's always the love is always at the forefront of it because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So the love is always at the forefront, but I am focused on the right way to, you know, bring some type of income, like make this a a full-time job in a sense, career,
yeah,
like actually be able to pay real bills with it, you know what I mean, as opposed to just doing it for the love because it gets taxing, it do gets taxing. Like I'm 5 6 projects in,
yeah.
and it take a lot out of you, man. It take a whole lot
Absolutely,
out of Yeah, it take a,
absolutely.
it take a lot out of you, man, for real.
Yeah.
Where
I basically accepted, like, I do this platform. I just started writing verses again,
hmm
but I've accepted that with what I have on my plate, I don't even have the capacity to do
yeah,
it. So I've had a taste of it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I definitely respect the grind, man,
Where
and those that put it on the line.
Right.
Um, thought I'd ask you about performing. You have a post showing your first performance. I
hmm
think it was like from like 2017 or something
Yeah,
like that.
2017. Yep,
And
yep.
you were kind of narrating what was happening, and you're like, you were saying yourself, I had very little eye contact. I
hmm
was looking at the floor, not very comfortable. And then you
Yeah,
have another post where you say, this is later, you feel at peace on stage.
yeah, yeah,
So I wanted to ask you, what did it take you to get to the point of feeling at peace with performing? Because I've done a bunch of performances. I
yep,
can't say I ever fully felt at peace,
yeah.
but what did it take you to get there?
Yeah, hold on. Compliments don't pay bills. I had to read that. That's real shit. Still, Jumbo 304. That's real shit. Compliments do not pay bills. You know what I mean? So yeah, we do it for the love, but we gotta get that bread too. That's a fact.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I would say just getting your reps up. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing it and keep working at it. Like that's how I got to a point where it was like from a place of peace. Because when I first started performing, I was going up there with the mindset of, all right, I'm ready to perform. I hope they like me. You know what I'm saying? I hope everyone likes me. I hope everyone think that I really can rap because I think I can rap.
yeah,
And that's just not just now it's just too, I've grown so much and I've done it so much to a point where it's like, listen, everybody ain't gonna like it. I don't give a flying fuck.
yeah,
Somebody is gonna like it, and that's who I'm gonna speak to. I'm gonna talk to your soul. I'm gonna look you in your eye. I'm gonna talk my shit. I might walk right up to you. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, it ain't for you. It's cool. No harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? What I do ain't for everybody. I don't try to do it for everybody. But when I get on that stage, I feel at peace. It's another form of therapy. You know what I mean? So I just release whatever I'm feeling at that moment, and I just have fun with it.
yeah. I mean,
hmm
for me, all I have is your IG clips, but you
Yeah.
clearly command an audience, and people listen to
hmm
you. Part of my stuttering, bad. So,
hmm hmm
and I think performing is one of your strengths, clearly from
hmm
my observation. So,
Appreciate that.
yeah, man.
Word.
So you also mentioned that writing, recording, performing are like three different arts, like
hmm
to master. Do you like them all equally, or do you have a preference of one over the other, or?
That's a good question. I would say I like them all. I would say I like them pretty much all equally. They all play a role into what you see as OG Black. You know what I'm saying? So I think I just have fun. They all different. They kind of like your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like you love all your kids, but you can't say you love this one more than the other. You might love this one for one thing, you might love the other one for something else, but they all your babies. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of feel with those three different art forms. I love them all equally.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice, nice. So just to kind of, I have a closing question. So I see that like your community, your homies, they're rapping your words, they're listening to you when you're
Mhm.
performing, um, and yeah, they're repeating your words. What
Mhm.
do you think it is the next level for OG Blak? How does OG Blak reach a broader audience? If that's a good question
That's
to ask.
that's a very good question. I would say staying consistent and putting myself in the position to reach that audience. Just creating more opportunities for myself, not waiting on somebody to give me a handout, which I never have, but just creating more opportunities for myself, booking my own shows, not waiting for people to pay me to perform or not waiting for people to book me, just go book my own shit, throw my own shows, stay consistent and just really move like a business. That's the most important thing is like not just operating as an artist, not just operating as a guy that know how to rap. Cause that's what I did for a long time. I just did it strictly off love. I just did it strictly off passion. I'm a dope artist. I feel like I'm the dopest motherfucker alive. So
Yeah,
this is what I do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that can only get you, but so far, like I said, it gets taxing, and you know how it is. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Get to a point where you go home at night and you be beat the fuck up. You be tired and your pockets is empty and you still got to show up as a dad. You still got to show up at the 9 to 5. You got to show up as if you got a significant other, you got to show up in so many different ways, and the music can take away from it. So at this point, to get to the next level, I just have to really strategize and operate as a business. You know what I'm saying? And just do good business, paperwork, marketing, promo,
right.
all of that, and just stay consistent with it because consistency is what's going to take me from here to there. You know what I'm saying?
Any new videos or projects on the horizon?
The
Anything?
the visuals is coming. Pardon my tardiness because they should have been out, but Prayer Circle is coming real soon. Take a Drink is coming real soon.
Nice.
Swim, dance like genuine. Yeah, and probably a lot more than that, but definitely the visuals is the next thing that's on the way. I do plan to drop another project. I'm giving you the exclusive. I do plan to drop
Dope.
another project by the end of the year. I ain't gonna give you the title and the idea for it yet, but it's a mean one. It's a mean one. Yeah.
So I put your music in very high regard, and I'm looking forward to
Word.
your next visuals
Yeah.
because I would love to see it match where your music is in my mind, man. Because I
Yeah.
think I don't know, man. Like I don't dictate what flies in the game, but
Right,
to
right.
me, I stand behind your music, but
I
I think
appreciate
very highly of it.
that.
So
I appreciate that a lot, for real.
yeah, man. So I guess before we depart, and any last words and anything you want to say to the people that might tap in now or later, tap in now or later.
Yeah, man. Listen, OG Black on all streaming platforms. That's BLAK. Born Leaders Acquiring Knowledge. Black World. Just tap in, follow me, subscribe to the YouTube. The visuals coming soon, and yeah, just stay locked in with me. I appreciate all the support. I don't take none of this shit for granted at all. Whether it was a comment, a like, a DM, you support me financially, where you cop the album or you bought something from me, it doesn't matter. Like I appreciate it all. You know what I'm saying? Because I really love this shit. I really do this shit from the heart. I really do this shit for the soul. So for people like yourself to see what I do, recognize what I do, and have a great sense of respect for it, I'm humble and I'm truly grateful for it all. So I just say just stay tapped in, and we're gonna keep dropping that shit in
Yeah,
Black
man.
World all day, every day, tomorrow and the day after, and we just gonna keep this shit going. You feel me?
Dope, man,
Right.
and I'll push it from my end when it does
Yeah.
drop. Actually, before you go, where can I cop an album? Because I usually go to Bandcamp and I cop one digital for most guests.
Mhm.
But just to support, where can I go to cop an album?
So you can click the link in my bio. I got a link tree in my bio.
Okay,
And or you can just go to ogblackmusic.com. But if you click the link tree, you will see the website up there as well. But when you go to the website, I do have Street Poetry 3 available for digital purchase. You can click Get Now. You will see it on the website. Click Get Now, and I have a $10 minimum. You can pay whatever you want to pay.
got it.
And yeah, you could purchase like that. I still have hard copies of Street Poetry too, as well, if you wanted to purchase that. But yeah, that's where you can purchase anything from me. Anybody watching, if I accept donations, Cash App, $ OG Black Music. You just want to support the grind, send $1 or
You,
two
you,
or
you,
something.
I think more people need to do that, man. Because
Word.
sometimes, like, because I buy from most of my guests,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like, yo, can I just throw you $20?
Yeah,
Like, I've listened to so much of your music on Spotify. I don't
yeah,
have like 70 to spend on vinyl. Can I just
right.
give you like $20?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you have that. You know what I'm saying? It's smart.
Absolutely, yeah. When
Yeah,
you click the link tree, when you click the link in my bio, it's the first thing. It say donate. It got the Cash App right there. So
yeah,
if you just want to send a couple dollars, man, listen, greatly appreciate it. You know what
yeah,
I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
Word.
Dope, man. So thanks again for jumping on. Thanks for putting out quality music, and we're definitely tapped in.
Appreciate you.
And thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a great
Word.
night.
Peace. Salute.
Peace.
Word.